show with restaurant critic and radio host Peter Dills. Peter readily admits to being born into the world of food, as he is the son of noted restaurant critic Elmer Dills. As far back as he can remember, Peter was following his father from restaurant to restaurant, always tasting, always learning about food and discovering new and exciting restaurants and travel destinations. As his food adventure comes full circle, he now stars on radio and television with his popular food and travel show, Dining with Dills, named after his father Elmer. And now, your host, Peter Dills.
Hey, what a great introduction, guys. It's Peter Dills. We are back for another podcast. Last week, I hope you enjoyed our conversation with Broderick Turner from the LA Times talking about sports. We've got a real special guest today, but before we tell you who it is and what we're going to talk about, just want to give a little shout out to our sponsors that make the show happen. The Hat, world famous pastrami, Super Wow chips, now available at Sprouts and at World Cost Market. And of course, Tattinger Champagne, the pride of France. You know, I got the FIFA coming to the Rose Bowl next month, and it's going to be a great soccer match, all that stuff happening at the Rose Bowl. Well, our special guest today is none other than legendary jockey Mike Smith. Mike, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me, Peter.
Yeah, we tricked Mike. We actually did the show once, and we're going to do it again and pick which one we like best. Mike, you know, it's no secret that you're in great shape. Anybody that knows Mike Smith knows you run the trails, you work out, seems like every day. But Mike, you're still winning at a high level. I mean, I know you're not riding as many horses because you don't want to. But what is your daily routine? Like, what time do you wake up in the morning?
Well, for me, I mean, a lot of it's just my personal training that I do that keeps me going. You know, at this stage in my career, I don't have to necessarily get up very, very early and go to the track and get on horses every morning like you do when you're a little younger. So at this stage, man, I just go to the gym around 9 o'clock in the morning, do a little routine on my own. Then I have a personal trainer from 10 to 11.
Every day?
Every day, 5 days a week.
Wow.
And then I usually do an hour of cardio afterwards. So I'll do that 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and I take Saturday and Sunday off, and that's what keeps me going.
Your diet, is your diet as disciplined as your workouts?
You know, I'm just not a big eater, Peter. Honestly, I most of the time I just eat one meal a day. I eat whatever I want. But because I do so much, because I work out so much and I do so much cardio, I'm able to eat a good meal, whatever that may be. But it's usually just one meal a day.
What about a cheat day? Is there
I have. Yeah. I'll have some cheat days every now and then, but if I do, I just got to run a little farther the next day. That's
right,
all.
Exactly. Burn a few more calories. You know, I never thought about it, but I'm just thinking in my mind when, you know, if you're on a horse for about a mile, that's about that's a minute and 35 seconds.
That'd be a pretty good mile.
Yeah, and is that a lot of work?
Well, you'd be surprised. You think, well, a minute and 30-something seconds ain't that long, but it's just the position you're in and how hard you're using the muscles. I mean, you're using them they're firing from the time that the gates open, and you're not breathing like you would normally, because you could be back being behind and dirt's flying everywhere, and no oxygen gets to the muscles, and you get, fatigue sets in very, very fast. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, you or the horse?
Both. Sometimes both. That's why it's important to get a horse a good, nice, smooth trip so that fatigue doesn't set in as early as it could. Because if a horse isn't getting air to its muscles, to its body, it's going to get tired. I don't care how fit it is.
Do you enjoy riding the horses? Meaning that, do you ever just like on a Wednesday just go up to another stable and say, you know what, I just want to kind of cruise around with my lady and just have a fun time. Just on a slowpoke horse, just going through the meadows or the woods on a horse.
I'd be up for it. The right place, the right time. I'd certainly be up for it. But when I ride horses for a living and you do it every day, it's not something I think of.
Hurry up, come on, let's go. What are you doing?
It probably don't go quick enough for me, But I mean, just to go out and ride. Listen, a horse is a beautiful, beautiful animal. They're a blast to ride, regardless of where you're at. And I would definitely be up for it.
It's a dining show. It's a travel show. So. You're stationed here up in Sierra Madre, and you hit Santa Anita, and then we got Del Mar happening in the summer, and I know you go down to Gulfstream or Kentucky or wherever it is, Dubai, wherever you need to go. But is there a certain restaurant that I know I'm going to Lexington, I know I'm going to Gulfstream, is there some place, a restaurant that you really look forward to going to?
Well, that would always be Jeff Ruby's in Kentucky, and I'd rather it be Lexington, Louisville, Cincinnati, Nashville. Those are the areas that they have them in. But if you've never been, man, it's quite an experience. It's not only is the food amazing, but it truly is a night to go out and great entertainment, and the decor is amazing. It's a beautiful restaurant.
Well, we don't have a Jeff Ruby here in the San Gabriel Valley or in L.A. There's not one in Del Mar. But here in the San Gabriel Valley, where does Mike Smith like to hang his hat?
My romantic night out or go-to spot would be the Royal Chop House. The Smith Brothers restaurants. They have that, and they have the Parkway Grill and Smitty's, and of course here in got the Derby restaurant, which is close. Houston's restaurant I like a lot. I always go to Houston's. And then there's a few Spanish restaurants I like. There in Sierra Madre is at Casa del Rey, and then in Pasadena on Green Street, man, you have El Portal. So then there's some great places to go all around here. Not to mention, and we mentioned the Derby restaurant as well. I mean, there's some good spots.
I guess we're not sucking, or we're going to survive. We've got a lot of really good restaurants, even just here in the Pasadena, San Gabriel Valley. Let's go down to Del Mar just for a bit. Summer's coming. You have a place down in Del Mar.
Yes, I do.
So obviously you have some places that you like to hang out in Del Mar.
There's 3 spots you'll probably find me at 5 days out of the week, and that would either be the Pampamous. Mm-hmm. Right next door is Red Tractons.
Right.
And then up the street again, just a little ways, called the Market. That's another restaurant that I really like. If I'm going to sushi there, I usually go to Ken's Sushi Shop. There's some great restaurants around Del Mar in the San Diego area, as you well know.
Yeah, San Diego. I just marvel at when I'm down there how it's such a big city, and driving down there, and there's only 2 ways to get there, and you think, God, what was it like 60, 70 years ago when Bing Crosby was there?
That was Bully's was the restaurant in Del Mar back then,
Bully's.
but it's not there anymore.
No, unfortunately, it's not. But I would just take a train, take a plane, or whatever. But it's still going strong, Del Mar. I mean, they get 40. I think they can only fit 38,000 people there. What do you think? What's happening with racing here up in San Gabriel Valley? Santa Anita. What's the attraction to Del Mar? So, I know beautiful women, dresses. But,
especially that time of year.
We have a beautiful track here too.
Sure, Santa Anita, we do, and I think what you're seeing, what's going on here is we just got to figure out some way to get our purse structure back up, and that's really all it is. I mean, this is still the greatest place to race, the most beautiful place to race. The weather's amazing, 98% of the time.
Yeah.
It's the perfect place to have the Breeders' Cup. We just got to figure out some sort of gaming or something that goes back into our purses to get our purse structure back up. And if we can do that, then we can compete, with Kentucky and New York and some of the other tracks that have got gaming there that goes back into their purses, and that's why their purses are bigger than ours.
Yeah. I mean, my thinking, and I don't know why they don't do it, but there needs to be more TVs, even if it's a Sunday with just football on. It seems like they're a little bit scared to share the spotlight with things like that. But I do agree. I mean, gaming and gambling, why not? Why not make it a one-stop shop?
It just has to get some sort of something in it to get its purse structure back up. Otherwise, when these people spend millions of dollars on horses, they're going to go where the money's at.
Right, and you will too.
As well as the trainers and riders, and everything follows.
You had mentioned Jeff Ruby's. How many Jeff Ruby's are there? I know you had mentioned that, because my next question was anywhere in the country, and you're pretty loyal to Jeff Ruby, but I haven't been there.
Well, you gotta go.
I've been to a lot of good steakhouses, though. I have.
This will rank, if it don't rank the best one you ever been to, it'll be the top 3, man. It really is. It's that incredible, and I don't just say that. I mean, I hear people talk about it all the time, and they have about anywhere from 5 to 7 Jeff Ruby's, I believe. There's 2 in Kentucky. I believe there's 2 in Cincinnati. There's 1 in Nashville, and there might be 1 somewhere else, but I believe that's it.
So you mentioned that you usually only eat one time a day. Could it be a breakfast? Could you load up on a breakfast? If you have a big race, if it's the Santa Anita Derby, are you going to fill yourself up, or is it going to be like a protein shake or something small just to get you through to the race?
It would always be something small. You don't want to eat too much before you ride. You don't feel good, you know. I mean, it'd be like any athlete playing any game and loading up too much on food. You know, you need to. It wouldn't be too big, but every now and then I can do that, but just not too often.
Yeah, it's up in Sierra Madre. There's
only place in town.
Shop.
There's a Sierra Madre Donuts. Yeah, there's all kinds of spots.
Yeah, you've been to Kentucky. You've been to Kentucky plenty of times. What's your preference, Churchill Downs or Keeneland?
You know, listen, when you go to Churchill, you go there for the Derby.
Yeah.
You know, but most of my riding is done at Keeneland, which is just a beautiful, beautiful town. If you've never been to Lexington, man, I mean, it's just gorgeous.
I heard that's like a party town. When the school they have a college there, Louisville.
No, that's in Louisville. Is it in Louisville? But you have UK, University of Kentucky, is in Lexington.
The opening day of Lexington is the first week of school, and then everybody just goes to it's like a friggin' party.
The opening day at Keeneland is a lot like opening day at Del Mar or opening day at Saratoga. Those 3 opening days are the ones you want to go to.
Yeah, you know, I just remember years ago, and it doesn't even seem like that long ago, when opening day at Santa Anita was a big deal, and you'd get excited because you'd get the calendar and everything. You know, I had a thought. This is what and we went to the baseball game last night. We need a Mike Smith bobblehead. We get 10,000 people for sure.
Well, they had one at Hollywood Park. Yeah, they had one at Hollywood Park. But we don't have Hollywood Park no more.
We got to talk to Nate Newby or Chelsea Jones or somebody out there.
Start doing that again. They're pretty cool.
That would, I guarantee you, 10,000 people would show up for that. All right, Mike Smith. We're talking to Mike Smith. Mike, we're going to wrap it up. I got a fun closer. Finish this sentence for me, please, Mike. You know, I've had a great day at the track when?
I think any jockey has a great day at the track when he can come home safe and sound, man.
All right. Mike Smith, everybody. Thank you, Mike. Come out to Santa Anita, support the cause, support the athletes. And if you like the podcast, which I hope you do, comment on it. We're on SoundCloud, iTunes, TuneIn, podcast, Spotify. But we would love to hear from you. And we got something going here. We try to get local celebrities like Mike and Broderick to come out and chew a little fat with us and talk about restaurants and food. Again, Mike Smith, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
As promised, here are the sponsors of today's show, today's podcast. Hope you enjoyed it. Baja Ranch Markets, Pasadena, Monrovia. Man, if you're looking for some ripe avocados or a deal on navel oranges, Baja Ranch. Domenico Steakhouse, right there in Monrovia. Half price prime steaks. Great deal. Super Wow, Super Chips, now available at Sprouts and Cost Plus World Markets. West Coast Philly cheesesteak. Little Provence is in Arcadia. I discovered them. Dynamite French food. Lord Empanada, the pride of Monrovia. Come on in, get yourself a empanada. Say hi to Ryan. And then Sierra Madre, of course. We've got Casa del Rey, one of the best margaritas and tacos north of the 210 freeway. And finally, Tattinger Champagne. Got FIFA soccer coming to the Rose Bowl. Get yourself a bottle of Tattinger Champagne available at Vaughn's in Pasadena.